Hey everyone, thank you so much for clicking yet another video and welcome if you're new. My name is Taddy G and this channel is all about me taking you guys along for the journey with me as I build this clothing brand. So as mentioned before, in my Sunday uploads, I wanted to create a video that elaborates on topics discussed in my SV 2.0 episode. So in our very first episode, I spoke about rebranding and all things branding, and I thought I actually need to create a video about branding and explain a little bit further. So that's what this video is all about. If you haven't watched the rebranding video, then be sure to click it. I'm going to link it up here, so it should appear right now. Yeah, go click it and come back and watch this video. So what is branding? Branding is actually quite a difficult thing to explain in one sentence, but to me, it's a result of how people perceive your company or how people perceive yourself. Like when you're talking of personal branding and how you brand yourself, it's all about the result that comes from all the things that you've done. It's a combination of several different things. So things like design, your mission, your colors, like the colors that represent your brand, your mission, your thoughts of, I feel like I said mission already. Your thoughts on sustainability. It's basically everything that makes your company. An effective branding will actually differentiate your company from other companies in the same niche that you're in. And from effective branding, you can build a loyal customer base. So customers keep on coming back to you because they've managed to actually get an idea of what your brand is about and they know what to expect when they come to your company. Bottom line is, it's important. So how can you create a strong brand? Now, there's so many things I could talk about right now, but I'm gonna go into 3 things that I think are really important when it comes to creating a strong brand. Identify what is the purpose of your brand. I feel like you cannot create a strong brand if you don't even know what the purpose of your brand is. I don't believe you can truly build a strong brand if you don't know what the purpose is of that brand and what matters and what's important to you when it comes to putting your brand across to the world. So you really need to identify what is the purpose and what matters to you. The second thing is identify your customers. Your branding needs to be able to appeal to a certain group of people because it's those people that are gonna judge your brand. It's those people that, and I don't mean judge in like a judgy way, but I mean, it's those people that are gonna judge and create this perception of your brand. So you need to be able to identify those customers and be able to, you know, how can I put it? Like, you need to be able to kind of sort of put your brand together in order to target those customers and get them to be able to perceive your brand in the way that you want your brand to be perceived. Because at the end of the day, the result comes from the people coming into your business. The result comes from the people shopping in your business, if that makes sense. Like, the result comes from those people that you've been trying to target, how they come and see your brand. So like, for example, with Shivoshava, people always see it as being quite luxury. That's the first thing people say when they see Shivoshava. They're like, yeah, it's quite luxury. I can see like what you're trying to do here. And that's because of the way like not just me and my business partner have been trying to brand the business. Like, we've always had that in our mind that, you know, we want to be a luxury company. So everything that is associated with our brand, the packaging, the way the website looks, all of that, we've studied and tried to make it as luxurious as possible because we want potential customers to look at our brand and think luxury. And the reason why we want our customers to think luxury is because of the kind of customer base we want to target. We've identified the kind of customer that is our customer and we have molded our brand to appeal to that customer, if that makes sense. So lastly in my 3 points is design. Like I said, there's so much that goes into it, but these are what I think are the top 3 important things to me. So you've identified your mission, you've identified your customers, and now you can begin to get a little bit creative. And I feel like strong branding, like an effective brand, you have colors that are kind of associated with that brand. So if we think about Pretty Little Thing, the first color I think of is pink. And when I think of Fenty, it's like the blue because like their packaging is blue. When I think of All Saints, I think the greys and the blacks and the darkness and the woods and all those kind of textures. When I think about Apple, I'm thinking about like the light oak, the brightness of the room. Like I even think about trees, even though in their space there's no trees or anything like that. But I just think about, you know, all their colors are clean and minimal. So design is really important when it comes to branding, and picking your colors and making sure they're cohesive with each other, I feel like is important when it comes to creating an effective brand. And when you decide on your brand colors, it makes it easier to create content, because you're thinking, okay, I need this picture to be on this backdrop because it's aligned with the colors that I've chosen for my brand. And I feel like it just makes everything just fit together well. Like when it comes to Shiva, I don't want to toot my own horn, but a lot of people, when they come to the Instagram page, they're like, okay, like your Instagram page is quite aesthetically pleasing because all the pictures like kind of just fit in well with each other. And that's because of me knowing like all my pictures have to kind of sort of align with this look that I have in my mind. And because all the pictures align with this look, it means that when you now come to my Instagram page, which is pretty much my storefront, you can see that everything kind of just flows and none of the pictures are like mismatchy. And it's because I've identified my brand colors and what I want my brand to look like. I want it to be clean, minimal, and that's why all the pictures on my Instagram page tend to be quite cohesive. So to me, effective branding has got identifiable colors and it's got like this feel to it, because at the end of the day, going back to what I said, what is branding is, it's a result. The result tends to be, you know, how your customer or your potential employees, how they feel about the brand. So you need to decide, okay, when people look at my brand, how do I want them to feel? And from that, you can go off of how exactly you're going to brand your business. So I want to go back to Apple. When I go into the Apple store, I feel it's gonna sound weird, but I feel clean and I feel like in there I'm not gonna see mess because of how minimal they've made it. But then when I go into Urban Outfitters, like, I don't know, I feel like, I don't want to say I feel dirty, but just because of how like the store is, you know, it's like kind of like a little bit like messy. It kind of gives me like a vintage vibe, and that's because that's how they've decided to brand their brand. Like there's no type of branding that's gonna be better than the other. It's just gonna appeal to different people. Effective branding, to me, when it comes to design and stuff like that, I would like to think that the next person would also think Apple is quite clean and would also think Urban Outfitters is a bit like underground and like grungy and all of that. And if like a multitude, if that's the word, if a group of people can have that same opinion and that's how that brand wanted their brand to be perceived, then I feel like that company has managed to effectively brand their business. So once you've identified your colors and how you want people to feel when they see your business, you can use that to now create your logo. You can use that when you want to create your website. Say you want to do like a pop-up, you can use those bases to now design how you want your pop-up to look or how you want your Instagram feed to look. Like it just really helps to, I don't know how many times I've said this word, but it just really helps to just make everything like cohesive and flow and just look more put together. So my brand colors for Shiva is black, orange, and notes of grey and white, and those are the colors that I base my business on. So you will see when I'm designing like websites and logos or even like hang tags and stuff like that, somewhere there's always going to be either black, grey, orange, or white somewhere. So I think that focusing on those 3 points, so identifying your customers, identifying your brand purpose, and identifying your design, so your colors and how you want your customers to feel, is a good base when it comes to branding your business. I feel like it's going to get you somewhere when it comes to branding your business. So you might be somebody that doesn't even like know where to start. I feel like focusing on those 3 things will help when it comes to creating effective branding for your company or for your brand. But why is branding even important? So I've spoken about how to effectively brand your business in this video, but I I haven't even spoken about why it's even important in the first place. Fundamentally, it's important because that is what is going to leave a lasting impression on people that come across your brand. And I'm not just talking about customers, I'm talking about potential investors, I'm talking about potential employees. Like, speaking on employees, me for example, I'm not going to work for a company that I don't feel their vibe. So when it comes to actually like choosing your employees, you also have to kind of sort of like sell yourself to them. It's not just about them coming to work for you, you have to also appeal to them, and that is also part of branding. Like, branding also ties into your company's ethos, and if your ethos is not aligned with this potential employee, they're not gonna really want to work for you or with you. Investors, again, if your branding, first of all, if your branding is not strong and it's like all over the place, why are they gonna believe in your company? Why are they gonna invest in a company that's still a little bit all over the place and hasn't really decided whether they're up or down? And also they want to know whether your ethos aligns with them, if they care about that. And that's important in deciding whether they want to invest in that company or not. Your branding lets people know what to expect from your company, and if your branding is all over the place, they're not gonna know what to expect from your company. And if I myself, like, if I come across something and I don't know what to expect from it, it kind of makes me like a little bit weary, and you don't want anybody to be weary about your business, especially when you're starting out. You need to come strong because they don't know you, so all they're gonna go off of is your branding and how that makes them feel and their perception of your brand. Because I feel like it was my dad that said this, like, at the end of the day, your brand doesn't belong to you, it actually belongs to everybody else that sees your brand. And I feel like that's a major key, and that's something that companies and businesses need to keep up there, because it's your customers, it's the people that interact with your business that makes your business what it is. So yeah, I hope that video was clear and I didn't ramble on for too long, and I hope it helps somebody out there when it comes to creating an effective brand. Maybe it might not even have been something that they'd even thought about, but guys, it is really, really important. And once you've identified your branding, everything else, it kind of makes it a bit easier. So thank you guys so much for watching my video. Please be sure to like, drop a comment and subscribe to my channel, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye.